Tanzania has just completed East Africa's longest bridge. The JP Magufuli Bridge is said to be East Africa's longest bridge, and it has connecting roads of about 1.6 kilometers, all feeding into these major arteries, if you want to call it that. And it's along or on Lake Victoria, and it's meant to bolster trade across what the Tanzanians call the Lake region. That's the region around Lake Victoria. We'll be revisiting that story in our subsequent shows. It is Man and Markets. I'm Charles Ward, your host. Welcome to the show. Now, in the world where we live today, both men and women are very critical for the economy. You can look at the economy at different fronts. Of course, from within the household sphere, but then also the broader macro sphere, the national sphere, and then you can stretch it to the global space. Now, the question is, are women really occupying the right place they're supposed to occupy when it comes to matters economy and matters money? Let's find out. Noor, it's nice to have you on the show, Man and Markets. You're most welcome.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me. Thank you for inviting me to be part of this show.
Thank you. The book, The Boss Babe.
Yes.
Yes. A brief digest about it. What does it entail? And maybe if I may add, why at this point in time?
Okay. So the Boss Babe Money book is about financial empowerment of women. And I call it the Boss Babe Money book, a financial wake-up call and guide for women. And the reason I call it a wake-up call is that in 2021, I was struggling really financially. And I didn't know why I was struggling, because I'm a person who works hard. I had the opportunities. So I really reflected on my life and I was like, why am I struggling? What did I do that is wrong? So I started a journey of that I call Boss Babe journey of becoming financially empowered. I read books, I did courses on financial management, and I found out a couple of things that I was doing that kept me broke, but I realized many other people are doing those things. So the book is mainly about, I talk about the psychology of money, because our mindset around money influences how we think about money, our behaviors around money. So until you work on your psychology of money, you will always struggle financially. And then I talk about how do you make money, really understanding what is money. We all want to make money, but if I asked you what is money, what would be your definition of money? Because that is where we need to start from, understanding what money is. And money is an exchange of value. So it means if you're struggling financially, maybe you're not exchanging enough value, maybe you're not producing enough value. So focus on producing enough value to make the kind of money you want. Instead of complaining the economy is bad, they are bewitching me, no one is bewitching you. So anyway, from making money to managing it, because many people are able to make the money, but when we ask, okay, where is the money? Yeah, you can't tell.
It's a different story.
Yes. So managing the money, investing it, and then I talk about the many mistakes that we make as women when it comes to money. Then I talk about financial abuse. Many times we talk about physical abuse, emotional abuse, but there is also a concept called financial abuse. It's also in the book. Then I talk about how to build your confidence, how to live authentically, how to create support systems. So briefly, those are the things in the book.
That's quite interesting, because I know I've seen a number of people who are very good at analyzing the problem, but they'll never give you the solution. So if you're offering the solutions, that's a good one. But still pointing at the problem. What are the common mistakes that, and again singling out women specifically, that women make when it comes to money?
When it comes to money. So one of the mistakes we make as women is underselling ourselves, okay? Settling for the bare minimum, not believing that we can do more. So you get maybe a job and you're comfortable, you get your car 1 million or your car 2 million or 3, and you feel like, it's okay. But you know what? You have more potential. You can think of more ideas. It's okay to start from wherever you start from, but don't settle. Always think of continuous development, learn more skills, build your confidence so that you keep advancing. We don't want to find you 5 years later, 10 years later, you're still in the same place. Okay? So really settling for the bare minimum. That is one of the mistakes. So the solution would be is aspire for more. Yes, usually we don't dream big. Yes, because we have the comfort of I'll get married or I'm married, my husband is taking care of me, taking care of the bills, taking care of the children. But even with that comfort, always aspire for more, do more. Another mistake that we make is giving up your financial independence to your spouse. So he takes care of everything, and for you, you're just comfortable there. Okay, you're not very bothered.
What's the danger in that? Someone would say, I mean, it's the good life.
It's a good life, soft life. So yes, it is soft life as long as he's still there. As long as nothing happens to him or to the job he has.
Okay.
But when things shift, then you'll see that it's not a soft life.
I hear you. Now, this is the elephant in the room, of course, trying to reconcile that position, you know, of a working woman, an empowered woman, with, of course, the cultural beliefs and then religion on one side. How do we make the stakeholders in this? Because when we get married, our cultures take a stake. Our religious leaders or religious beliefs take a stake. How do we reconcile that position with these realities?
I think for me, how we can reconcile is having these discussions, and realizing that even things have changed, yes, and realizing that as a man also, it is for your own advantage, your own benefit that your wife is empowered, is out there dreaming big, changing the world, making things happen. How? First of all, remember she's an influence to your children, yes? So if she's just there with nothing going for her, that is what she's going to influence, that is how she's going to influence the children. If you have girls, that is what they are going to grow up seeing, that mommy didn't do anything with her life. She was just at home, there. Is that what would you want? So you want your wife to also be an example to your children, yes, because naturally mothers have more influence to the children. So if your wife is confident, she's a go-getter, she's making things happen, those are the same beliefs she is going to pass on to your children. But also, we are not God. So you don't know how much time you have, you don't know if you'll be able to take care of your children for the rest of your life. You don't know if you will have that job for the rest of your life. Recently, what happened? Trump. Many people lost very good jobs.
That's
yes.
right.
So I tell people there is actually no job that is super solid.
Everything can go.
Even a job you think is solid, not very solid.
You'll be shocked.
Even a business that you think is solid. Recently, a friend, actually my teacher, was telling me a story of a certain school, which I won't mention. We grew up with, that school was, you know, those big brands of schools. Now the head teacher of that school got a loan to build, the owner of the school got a loan to build another school. And as soon as he took the loan, that is when COVID happened.
Wow.
So guess what? He lost that school. But it is a big brand. If I mentioned it, you would know it. He lost it. So there are no guarantees. Yes? So empower this woman so that we know you are a family. You support, she supports. Yes.
That's a beautiful one.
Yeah.
Now there's another interesting one, because I've had, of course, you speak to some men, especially who believe that their woman shouldn't work for anyone else. Who say, let's start a business. And the woman either works in the man's business or they come in as partners in a business partnership. I don't know, how do you view that?
Okay, a couple of ways. One, if the woman loves that, the business, perfect.
Okay.
Yes, perfect. Challenge is, you are telling me to have a shop of spares, but I'm Nuro. That is not where my passion is. What I need to say is clear documentation, clear terms and conditions of this business.
No gray areas.
But as long as it's clear, then it's perfect. I mean, it's beautiful for two people who are a family working together, because you're building a legacy for your kids. I actually also have a good example of two people that I know. I grew up seeing them. They have built businesses together. They have a school. Now they have a very big kids playground, a very big one in Chanja. They are a couple, so it can work out.
Yeah.
It can work out if these people really discuss and make sure that they are fair to each other.
To each other.
Yes.
I think fairness is a key thing there.
Yes.
But now, because in all this, what we are seeing is bring the woman up, the ladder of
Yes.
money or wealth,
Yes.
if you like. Where should we start from? Should we start at the family level? Should we start at the government level? Should we start at the community? Cultural leaders? Any of you, what should be the best approach?
Girls and boys get different messaging, right?
Yeah.
The girl, you'll be told to go to the kitchen when you're growing up, and guess what the boy will be told? Maybe to go fetch water or go with daddy to do things. So at all levels, from the home, what is the messaging the girl is getting? What is the messaging the boy is getting around money? Media, what are we seeing on media? When you watch media, when you watch movies, even the movies themselves, guess how they are socializing kids? They're socializing girls to wait for Prince Charming to come and save you. Yes? So we grow up waiting for that one person to come and save us. If you're lucky, you're saved. If you're not lucky, you're left hanging.
Yeah.
Yes? So, home, media, religious institutions, what is the messaging we are giving out? Because all these form that belief system. Beliefs are the things that drive our lives. Yes? If my belief around money is that me, I'm a woman, I'll just be at home and my man takes care of me. Trust me, even when I see opportunities, I'm not going to take advantage of them. I'm not going to maximize them. It's one of the things that, and these things are very, very unconscious. You don't even know that you're doing them. Even when you think you're empowered, me, I'm empowered. In 2021, that's when I realized I wasn't empowered. I used to think I was empowered.
Yeah.
Yes. But when certain things happen to you, you're like, this happened to me. So, home, media, religious institutions, culture institutions, even the government. So just the messaging, and the messaging for both parties, for the girls and for the men, to realize that it's not a threat. She's not going to become indisciplined.
Now, what would be your last word? And again, making reference to the book and our viewers who are watching.
No, my last word would be is for the ladies, first of all, get the book, and even men.
And this is the book.
Yes, this is the book. Okay, get the book in a restock. Actually, now we are going to have an online copy for people who don't want to hold the big copy. So it's going to be, it's actually on App Store, so you download it, pay for it from there. So the physical copy is 100,000, the online copy is also 100,000. The advantage with the online one, there is an audio version, there is also a finance management app section where you can now put in your expenses. At least at the end of the month, you can know how much you've spent on different things. Because another challenge with financing is you spend, you're like, I had like 3 million last week, but where is it?
Just went.
Yes. So basically, get the book, learn, and continuously learn about finances. That is another mistake we make. I feel that somehow we go to school, you start working or do a business, but you just manage money somehow. So some people are able to do it the right way, other way, we are never intentional about learning about money. Yes, yet it impacts our lives so much. We put a lot of emphasis on so many other things, but we never take the time to learn about money management. So buy the book, but also beyond the book, let it become a practice. Continuously learning about money, watching this show to empower. By the way, thank you for this show.
Thank you very much.
Yes, because it impacts lives. Yes, it impacts lives. Think about it. There are many things you can survive without, but you may not be able to survive without money. It's
about the Benjamins, like
everything, yes, everything costs money, So make it a habit to continuously learn about money, start changing your beliefs around money, because they influence your thoughts around money and behaviors around money.
Thank you very much, Noro. It's been a pleasure hosting you.
Thank you for having me.
And we're wishing you success on the book because it really tackles a very important topic.
Thank you so much.
Please.
Yes.
Now, there have been several concerns in some pockets of the public that the insurance industry still lags behind in certain areas when it comes to developing products that resonates with the needs of the market. Now, it's against that background that we are seeing several players trying to really play catch up in this particular area. And of late, we're seeing a new policy that is targeting Ugandans in the diaspora, especially those that are in two low-income earning brackets. The maids, if you want, that are mainly going to the Middle East.
What this cover means, 50% of it, of the cost for you to get a ticket to bring you back to Uganda, will be covered by this product. This product is covering you $250 US, repatriation of migrant workers back to Uganda. You are not dead. Something has happened to your contract or something. You have to be brought back to Uganda. They are contributing $250. You would have met this amount maybe from you or from the recruitment agency or someone else. But this product is covering that cost. So, ladies and gentlemen, I have also traveled to various embassies and consulates outside the country. And I have found there Ugandans who are stranded at the embassies when the embassy doesn't have money to bring these people back to Uganda, and what they only need is a ticket to make sure that these Ugandans decently are brought back to their country. This is what this product is trying to address. As the Insurance Regulatory Authority of Uganda, therefore, we strongly support this initiative because it is intended to address a challenge which Ugandans have been going through over time. I know when you buy this cover, even the recruitment agencies will now feel at home, will stop even hiding and even not entertaining the dependents or the families of those who get challenges whilst outside the country. May I therefore take this opportunity to encourage the recruitment agencies and all people going out of the country to take this insurance product before you fly out. Because this is the solution which has been long overdue, the insurance market in Uganda, and indeed in the recruitment business. For far too long, many of our citizens have faced such hardships without the cushion of the safety net. Today, we are here to mark a turning point where insurance steps up, not just as a financial product, but as a tool for dignity, protection, and peace of mind.
Labor externalization has been here for quite a long time. We've been having challenges in the market, as we've been hearing, where migrants are having challenges. And our intention as PEDS is to address the risks that the market faces in the ever-changing world. You know, the challenges of today are not the challenges of tomorrow. And we know risks are always changing. And the market has always been asking for a solution. Because just like other countries, you've seen that migrants actually travel with their own insurance policies. Some of you have traveled, you've bought travel insurance, and it's a precondition for you to get a visa. So other countries like Ethiopia, like Indonesia, like Pakistan, like Philippines, migrants actually travel there on insurance policy, mitigate some of the risks that we are trying to address today. And the inspiration really came from the fact that there was a big outcry in the market. We have seen families complain on TV, on radios. We've seen families attacking the recruitment companies. We've seen companies attacking the Ministry of Gender, demanding their family members be repatriated back, demanding compensation due to disabilities or compensation upon death of their family member. And there's not been a solution for so much of this time. So why we came up with this solution is to try to address that gap. Before I even speak to the benefits, let's speak about the premium. So the migrant worker will have to part with 250,000 shillings, and these 250,000 shillings will enable them to get an insurance certificate that will cover them for a period of 2 years of their contract. Now, this product is not just consumed because you live in Uganda. No, even those who are outside Uganda can actually consume the product. So those who are living in Uganda will pay 250,000 shillings, covering them for the 2-year period. Those outside Uganda will also pay 250,000, covering them for a 2-year period. However, they have the leeway to pay annual because they're already there. So if you're already outside Uganda, you will pay 150,000 Uganda shillings per year. Otherwise, you have the leeway to also buy a 2-year policy at 250,000 Uganda shillings. What are some of the benefits? Now, before any migrant worker leaves Uganda and has bought this insurance policy, so has been onboarded onto this insurance scheme, you'll be given a certificate of insurance. That is proof that you have insurance. This insurance is effective the day you leave Entebbe Airport until your contract period ends. What are the benefits? Number one, in the event that this migrant worker, God forbid, is terminated or falls sick or gets an accident and they're unable to work, this insurance scheme is able to contribute for them the cost of the return ticket, up to $250. We've seen so many of them falling sick and they can't come back to Uganda. So we're saying now this scheme has come out to sort that issue. Secondly, in the event that, God forbid, this migrant worker dies from outside Uganda, and being it's a worldwide cover, not just the Gulf region, anywhere around the world, even if it's Ethiopia, South Africa, US, Norway, Afghanistan, all countries are covered. Now, in the event that you die from outside Uganda, we're going to compensate your family up to 30 million Uganda shillings. 30 million Uganda shillings in a lump sum payment. Second, the cases of permanent disability, where you get an accident. I think you've had some cases in Dubai, where two Ugandans were hit by a car on the road and they died. Some of them are gotten disabled, hands have been cut off. So here we're telling you we're going to compensate the migrant worker up to 20 million Uganda shillings, depending on the level of disability. Of course, when I lose 2 arms, I get 20 million. When I lose 1 arm, I'll get 10 million, depending on the level of disability. There have been cases of critical illnesses. I think there was a time when there was a rampant discussion about the kidney issues. So, critical illnesses, for example, someone will get a kidney failure, get a cancer, you could get a brain tumor. There's so many critical illnesses that render you incapable of continuing with your employment. So in this case, this scheme is going to bring you back to Uganda, first of all. Second, they're going to give you 15 million to go through that process, the healing process or the treatment process. Thirdly, are the mental and psychological disorders. I've given a report during the launch that our partner, a medical facility, has registered over 15 cases this year alone. There are so many Ugandans that are facing mental illnesses, that are coming back with psychological challenges, and there's no defined process how they should go through that healing process. And what we're saying is that we, under this insurance scheme, will first of all bring you back to Uganda and also give you treatment money, or the healing process will be catered for up to 10 million.